Are you guys sick of being a slave to your phone? Are you ready to get off the phones and outsource it? Well, keep watching. What up, guys? My name is Andrew, serial entrepreneur, software engineer, and a junk removal business owner. I started a junk removal business as a stepping stone to return to my passion of technology and apps. I invite you guys to stick around, hang out, and follow me on my journey from becoming a junk removal business titan to building a $1 billion home services app, and that is true. I want to talk about the live virtual junk event followed by the in-person event. This will be a live streaming event that's on my YouTube channel. This is not just gonna be any junk removal event. This is going to be the junk removal event of the century, of the decade. Dispatch will be going in beta, so this is going to be a software announcement to let you guys know the software's out, talk about the software, why we're different than everybody else, and why I'm so excited to bring this junk removal software to you guys. It is going to be the CRM, FSM that changes everything. It's going to help you grow, manage, and scale your business. I am very excited to share this software, but what I want to talk about, what else is in this event, guys, is I'm going to be dropping some insane content in this event. It might be just as good as my course, if not better. And I really don't want to stress enough, guys, that you make the live virtual event, because if you make the live virtual event, you are eligible for the giveaway and all of the goodies that I'm going to be giving away. A lot of stuff. One of the things I'm going to be giving away is a brand new dump trailer, somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 brand new dump trailer, and we're going to give it away live. This is not a sales pitch course. There's nothing to sell. Everything is going to be given for free, and of course, my software, there will be a free trial and all that stuff too. But all the goodies and content, the dump trailer, possibly a truck, for free. No catches, no gimmicks, no nothing. I won't announce the speakers just yet. I'll wait till we get closer. The live event will probably take around 12 p.m. and then the live event will probably be around 4 or 5 p.m. in person in Los Angeles, close to me, where we can all mingle for a few hours, get to know each other, talk, discuss strategies, and just shoot the shit. I hope tons of you make it to the live virtual event, and if you happen to be close by somewhere in California, I hope you make the in-person event. I'm thinking this is going to change the home services industry completely, but definitely the junk removal industry. I am very passionate about junk removal because I have been doing it, so this is very close to my heart. So I am going to disrupt the junk removal industry. So please register for the live event so you can be notified, you can get updates, and you don't miss it. It is going to be incredible. It is time to show you guys how to build your own call center. I'm gonna show you from start to finish, from setting up the call center with RingCentral so it works properly, so that it goes to the correct agent. Maybe you have multiple agents with different shifts, like I do. You might not need multiple agents right away, but this will get you set up so you can have your call center automatically do correct greeting, the correct business hours, correct shifts, so it goes to the right person at this time, and it goes to this agent at this time, call forwarding, missed calls, voicemails, all that stuff. And then most importantly, getting a good call center agent, a virtual assistant, phone operator, customer service, dispatch, whatever you want to call it. I am going to show you guys in this video, step by step, what I did to find my amazing Brittany and Edward that runs my entire customer service and dispatch. I do dive a lot deeper in my course. You can see the course in the video description, but this is going to be a nice little overview. So if you want a more detailed deep dive of everything, including building a call center, please check out the course. The course is awesome. I got 20 hours of content, building your own Google Ads campaign, building your own call center, running the business, marketing, everything. Anyways, guys, without further ado, let's jump into building our own call center and hiring and training from overseas and building a beast call center team. So let's go. So this is what we call RingCentral. So you have two options to choose from. So you have Open Phone, which they had some really cool features, guys, but it was just not working for me. I kept getting static and the calls weren't as clear and there was just this weird staticky noise. And I don't know if it's because my phone calls that come through my system redirect from CallRail 2 times, because it goes through CallRail through ClickSkeek. ClickSkeek has CallRail built in, right? So I have all these ClickSkeek calls coming through, but I redirect every call through my own CallRail Center, right? So it goes through the phone number from Google. Google has their phone number. It goes through another phone number in CallRail, and then it goes to my CallRail number. And the reason why this is important is because I need to track every single possible number, every single possible phone call coming in from every single possible source. And you guys are going to do the same. So as you can tell, I have all kinds of phone numbers to track where phone calls are coming from. And you absolutely need to do the same thing, so you can see if your door hangers are working, so you can see how many calls are coming from Thumbtack or Google Maps or Flyers or Craigslist, right? And then you'll see I have it forwards to either Ring Central or Open Phone. Right now I'm using Ring Central. The point is, guys, is I didn't have luck with Open Phone. I wish it worked because there were some really cool features on here that I did like, but Ring Central seems to be the most consistent. It's been around the longest. Call qualities, there's no call drops. It seems to just work. So I recommend just going with Ring Central. And that's what we're going to be setting up today. So Ring Central is kind of like having your own call center, okay, guys? You've probably seen those phone devices, right? Where you would see in call centers, there's actually like a fancy ass phone where the call agent would have a headset on and take the phone call and they could transfer it. You can actually buy those devices and have like a legit call center with physical devices if you wanted. That's how legit this company is. But we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be using software. As you can tell, we've got this software right here, and we're going to go over all of this software in a minute. But let's start with CallRail, guys. Because the first things first is you're going to set up a CallRail account, and you're going to set up a couple phone numbers. You're going to set up a phone number for your truck, the decals in your truck. Unless you've already put the phone number on the side of the truck, don't worry about that. You're going to set up a phone number for Google Maps, Google Local Services. You're going to set up a phone number for your business card. You're going to set up a phone number for your website. You're going to set up a phone number for Yelp, Thumbtack, social media, any source that you want to track. If you have a phone number in your shirt, all that. All these phone numbers are going to go through what we call a workflow. Okay, so forwards calls to Ring Central and Open Phone. These are workflows, guys. Now, this workflow is something we're going to create later, but for now, check it out. We're going to check out the Ring Central workflow. When any of these phone numbers that they call, you saw I had like 30 phone numbers, it goes to the Ring Central workflow, a call flow. It's going to play my recording.
Thank you for calling Jedi Junk Removal.
Okay, so it plays the call recording. It then, between the weekdays of actually, I need to fix this. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. any day. Here, any day. Okay, so check it out. So any day between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., because I run my phones, dispatch phones, sales, customer service, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, my phones are open. It goes to this phone number. Now, the reason why it goes to this phone number, guys, we're going to get to that, but that is my Ring Central main phone number. So I could technically have the call recording play on Ring Central and set the schedule up on Ring Central, but it just was easier to do it here since I'm using CallRail. But if you guys aren't using CallRail, which I strongly advise against it, because I want you to track yard signs, I want you to track business cards, I want you to track door hangers, I want you to track Google Ads, I want you to track whatever. I don't care if you're using ClickSkeek or not, you should have your own CallRail account. So this goes to Ring Central. Ring Central automatically picks up the call within a second, so this step will never even happen if 20 seconds doesn't happen. But, for example, if it did, it would play the leave a message recording.
Thanks for calling Jedi Junk.
But they'll never get that call because Ring Central picks up no matter what, and Ring Central plays hold music and then connects them to one of the call agents. So, save. Okay. So now that you guys kind of have an idea of setting up phone numbers in these tracking numbers, so you can just create numbers. You'll see I have 2 pages of phone numbers, and then you have your call flows, workflows, okay? And that is how call flows and tracking numbers work in CallRail. That brings us to Ring Central. You're going to have your call agents download the desktop software, okay? It's also on your cell phone, which is great. So like if you're out and about, you could use Ring Central and your call agents can direct phone calls to you, which is awesome. So if they have an upset customer or a customer has questions and they're like, I can't answer it, let me just transfer it to you. They can just say, hold please while I transfer to Andrew. It's pretty freaking cool. So let's get into Ring Central. Ring Central is kind of a nightmare to set up. Okay, so we're just going to kind of go through the basics real quick. You're going to have your super admin user account that's just going to be you in the beginning. But as you add your call agents, 1, 2, 3, you'll add these new users, right? And to add a user into you need to make sure they're an MVP user. I think this means message, video, phone, okay? You don't need Video Pro stuff. You're just going to add MVP users, okay? I think with a RingCentral account, you get one MVP user, but each MVP user you add costs you an additional $45 a month. But there is something I want to go over real quick. When you add your first call agent, you will have to add an MVP user. So when you add this MVP user, you then give them access to RingCentral. Let's go with Mr. Edward. We want to set some settings. You want to make sure under settings and permissions for you as well and me, automatic call recording, inbound on, outbound on. It's off by default, okay? So like if we go to me and we go to my settings, oh shit, mine should be on. I am never on RingCentral. I don't touch phones anymore, but you definitely want to make sure that everybody's call recording is on. See, I have automatic call recording on. And then, honestly, department, customer service. You just make a department, customer service, yada, yada, yada. When you add a new MVP user, they're going to be assigned a unique phone number. You have a main company line that you're given when you make your account. So each person is given a unique phone number, right? And then you're also given a main company line. And what I do is I redirect CallRail to the main company line, but each user gets their own unique phone number. So just keep that in mind. I tell my call agents to always give out the main phone number, but yeah, you don't want to give out the agent's individual number. There's no reason to do that because you want it to go through the actual main call center system. Now, let's get into the auto receptionist. So under the phone system, make sure you guys go through the company address, caller ID name, all of your unique phone numbers tied to each individual person. It'll show your company phone number, your company fax, yada, yada, yada. But what we want to set up so that your call center works is called the auto receptionist. This is what happens when somebody calls your phone number. So here's how it works. Under general settings. Now, there is no reason to set up an IVR if you're using CallRail. However, if you're not using CallRail, you might want to set up an IVR. Let's start with schedule. Let's just start with this. So as you can see, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's how I run my phones. Do whatever hours you want. Call handling, business hours. Okay, here's closed hours. So if they call after.
Thank you for calling Jedi Junk Removal.
I should
You're currently closed.
Okay, so I should probably make that a custom one, okay? Business hours. Okay, so when they call during business hours, it goes to a specific user. Now, I just put Edward for now, but here's the thing, guys. I have a custom schedule, so this specific user gets overwritten by a custom rule. Now, the reason why I do custom rules is because these custom rules are the hours that each person works. So from Monday through Tuesday, between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., Monday and Tuesday, it goes to Brittany. Saturday and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., it goes to Edward. Right here, Wednesday through Friday, 6 to 12, it goes to Edward. Wednesday through Friday, it goes to Brittany. So as you can see, I have custom rules set so it automatically goes to the correct call agent. And that is what I recommend you do, is you do custom rules with your schedule. So for example, if you're starting with one call agent to help you out and you want her to work Monday 8 to 5, you can set up a custom rule where it just goes from her to 8 to 5, and then all the other times it goes to you. And call recording, I have it on. And that is how you set up your auto receptionist of how an incoming call works with your guys' main phone number. I do want to get into explaining call queues. However, I'm not using call queues yet. Call queues will come when you get bigger. Call queue is essentially where all the callers go on hold into a pool. It's called the main pool. And then you have an agent or two, maybe three agents working the same pool of customers. So if you had one agent, you'd have to work through each customer in that pool of people waiting. If you have two agents, those two agents will work through that pool of 10 people waiting. Without this call queue, what happens currently now, even with me, is since only one agent is working, if that agent is on a phone call and they get another phone call, it's just like anything else. It's going to come through and say another call is coming through. But with RingCentral, my agent has the option while they're still on the phone with the other customer. There's a little button right here They can reply to the incoming call, we'll call you back in 5 minutes. We'll call you back in 10 minutes. And then after they hang up with that customer, they can immediately go to the missed call and call that person back. RingCentral is very powerful. They're given a local phone number. So it's as if they're calling your main number. They can actually text with the customer, send and receive photos, make phone calls, and just run your entire show. They can download this photo, send it to you really quick, and then you can give them the bid. And then the agent within 5 seconds can respond with the estimate that you gave them. I highly recommend going through all the settings and just looking at it. I never use meetings. I use reports all the time. Call log, especially because everything is recorded. The amount of times we've needed to pull up somebody's phone number and the call recording and listen to it. And you can do the same thing in CallRail too. But RingCentral is more powerful.
Good afternoon. This is Brittany with Jedi Jumping.
It's more powerful here because it records outbound calls. And just so you guys know, if you're using WorkEase, so here's how it works. WorkEase sends out automated text messages. On my way, we have arrived, we have finished, please leave a review. All the time. And it's very important you guys do that. But those text messages come from a WorkEase phone number. Now the problem is a lot of people will text to that phone number. They will call that phone number. Obviously, my agents will text. They will text in the system forwards to 805. The last 4 digits are 6387. Just remember, 6387. However, if they text it, the text messages do come through the WorkEase system, which is down here. So look, if customers text, they're all down here. So your agents can respond to the text messages through the WorkEase system, no problem. But the problem is when they call. How do you make a WorkEase phone number go to your call center? Because I don't want to deal with all these WorkEase phone calls coming through. I don't have time for that. So I made a WorkEase tracking number. There's a number, 805-716-6387. That number forwards to RingCentral. So if they do call the WorkEase number, it goes through CallRail to my RingCentral call center, so my agents handle it, and it doesn't go to me. And if they text the WorkEase number, my agents are already in WorkEase, sitting here all day monitoring WorkEase, responding to the customers here. And guys, that is how you set up CallRail. Whether it's House Call Pro or WorkEase, you want to do the same thing. House Call Pro will forward to a CallRail number. The CallRail will forward to your main RingCentral number. And that is how you set up a call center. I'll probably go in more depth with the settings, but that's kind of a high-level, quick overview of how to build out your mini call center. Obviously, the next step is going to be hiring some VAs. We're going to be training them. I'm going to show you the training, how I do the training, and we're going to go through all that stuff. So, rock and roll, guys. All right, guys, today we're going to talk about hiring from the Philippines. It's pretty crazy because you'll get a lot of job applications, so we kind of want to automate a portion of this, guys. The first things first is you're going to want to sign up for onlinejobs.ph, okay? Right now I'm logged in, and we're going to add a job post, but you're going to want to upgrade to the $69 a month plan. It's 69 bucks. They have a crazy deal if you pay for the entire year for 299 bucks. If you have 1 or 2 trucks and you're just trying to get off the phones and you want your company to kind of run itself and you get off the phones, you probably just need to pay the 69 bucks, make the job posting, and then cancel your account. If you're a big company and you're going to need a few VAs, it might not hurt just to pay the $299 for the entire year, because it's 70 bucks a month, because you might have to make this post again in a couple months. You might have to do multiple posts a month, because I think you're only allowed 3 posts a month with the $69 account, but 1 post will get you 500 applications, guys. But before we post a job, I'm going to show you guys a couple tricks that you're going to want to do in order to filter out a handful of people who are just kind of like not paying attention and just mass applying to jobs. And actually, you know what? I just want to see what kind of applicants we get at $4 an hour. You know, if you want better quality people, the more you pay. And, you know, the most difficult part from hiring from the Philippines, or any country of that matter, as you know, is the accent. And that's what makes this very difficult, is finding quality people who don't have super thick accents. There's nothing wrong with accents. I'm not saying, you know what I mean? But in general, you live in America, you want to work with people you understand. First things first, guys, we don't want to post the job yet until we set up your Gmail. I recommend you have Gmail because this is the only way I know how to do it with Gmail. You'll see that I have send an email to Andrew at Jedi Junk Removal. You can make this any email you want. I said with the subject line, I want to be a call center agent. we're going to set up a filter, a rule that looks for that subject line. So this is like a test. This is the first test, guys. If they don't send an email with that subject line, they're not going to get the Google form. We actually have a trick question down here too that says in the form you will be asked your age. Answer 40 to prove you are paying attention to detail. This helps you also filter some of the people not paying attention. The email that we auto respond to them, so we don't have to respond to 500 people ourselves, we're going to make a form. So this Google form, all you got to do, guys, is go to forms.google.com and you'll see this form here. You'll see that I have 227 responses. But here's the thing. There was actually like 600 applications, but only 227 people got the form because the other 300 to 400 people did not put the correct subject line. So this really helps you filter out. And it sucks because like there might have been a handful of those 600 who had no accent, but it just goes to show they don't pay attention to detail. And I think I even say it up here. Maybe I should say something like that. And what's really cool about Google Forms is you can view it in sheets. And this is how you go through, and you'll see the greens are the people that I highlighted that I liked. So let's actually just go to make a copy. Agent form. Make a copy. Well, we're going to change this to, I will give you guys these questions too if you need them. Just let me know. But we got 160 hours in a month times 4. So we're going to change this to 640. So these are the questions that you want to ask them when they're going to automatically get this form, guys. So you don't have to do anything. And then you can look at this form later. I'm going to delete all the questions that just didn't, the job application tells them the experience they need. So I don't need to know how long they worked in customer service. This is just a useless question to me. This is totally up to you guys. If you want to read and know all these details about them, me personally, when I repost this ad, none of this stuff is important. Make a Loom video of your internet connection. This is important, okay? And this actually shows competency that they can go to loom.com, make an account, record a video, put the link, but you want to see their internet connection. You need to make sure they have an internet connection of 20 megabits per second will be pushing it. I would say you want 50 megabits per second, 50 Mbps. If it's a little under that, it's okay, but try to stay in that ballpark. And then here you can do a file upload. And this is what's cool about Google Forms, guys. You'll see this plus button. You can add any question you want. You can make it a short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, blah, blah, blah. File upload. Yes, I asked Star Wars because we were a Jedi junk removal company. Don't laugh at me. So I'm going to put another question up here. This is a good one, guys, and I didn't learn this till later. How often do you have power outages or internet outages? Be honest. And then we'll just make this a short answer. This is something that I would say in the beginning, Brittany and Edward had at least once a month. I'm thankful I had 2 of them in the beginning because I would have had to take it over phones. But I was lucky that I had 2 of them that they would cover each other. Be expected to this happen quite a bit, once a month, twice a month even. And it's usually for a couple hours at a time, but this will at least let you know they're being honest. Maybe they'll tell you they're in a good area. Maybe they don't have outages that often, but this is just a good thing to know. Obviously, you want the voice. This is what you're going to be listening to. So they're going to upload an audio file so you can just listen to their voice and just crank through X amount of people's voice. And you saw I mark them green in Excel, and we'll do that later. Maximum file size, 100 megabits is fine. I actually think I'd upgrade my Google Drive account. I don't know if you're going to have to do that, but maximum file size is, 100 megabytes. This is okay for now. If I remember any other questions, but basically I wanted to know what other skills they had on the computer and how often do you have power outages. Those are the 2 most important questions that I can think of right now. Their internet speed is very important. Their voice is very important. Let's check the preview. Bada boom. And I think there's some settings we need to set too. Settings. Make this a quiz. Collect email addresses. This means they don't need to have a Google account like immediately. So if you were to say verified, it would want them required to sign into Google. So do not collect. I think on our questions we have full name and email. The reason why we're not going to force them to log into Google is because maybe they don't have a Google account. Allow response editing. Yeah, we can let them change their responses. Oh, require users to sign in. So this is the thing that you want to make sure that's not on. We do not want them to have to sign in to access this. Limit to one response though. You can only limit to one response if they're logged in. We don't want to restrict them to Jedi Junk Removal and organizations within our Google account. So this is off, this is off. Total size limit for all uploaded files. I think this depends on your Google account. I'm upgraded, but hopefully people don't upload. 1 terabyte is plenty. Presentation, form defaults, do not collect. Make questions required by default, yes. So let's go back and make sure all the questions are required. Required. The red asterisk means required. Okay, so I think we're good. So now let's get the form link. Send. Oh, here we go. Okay, send. So let's copy the link right here. So I click this little link, shorten it, bada boom, bada bing. So now that we have finished our Google form, let's go over to Gmail. As you saw in the job post that we're going to be posting, they're going to be sending an email that says, I want to be a call center agent. That is what they should be doing. So once that email comes through, we're going to automatically look for that with a filter and send a reply back. In order to send this reply back, we need to make a template. So let's make a template. So we're going to go to Compose. Down here, these 3 dots are templates. So you'll see I have thanks for applying for the customer service template. So let's open this template that I've already made. So we put that subject that we're going to respond back. Let's change. This is the old Google form. Let's put the new one. Insert link. There we go. So just highlight it and click that. So this will be the automatic response they get back that saves you a tremendous amount of time and puts it into a Google form, which then puts it into a Google Sheet that you can filter through. So go back down here, templates. You're going to do save as new template. I'm just going to overwrite this one. Boom. This is the template that they will get automatically. So now let's create a rule, a filter. I've already created the filter. I'm going to show you my filter. You would put subject, I want to be a call center agent, exactly as we put it in the job posting here. So you copy and paste this. I want to be a call center agent. So I'm just going to show you mine really quick. If we go to settings, see all settings, filters, boom, here's my filter that I created. Okay, cool. We'll just go through it. I want to be a call center agent. Size, just leave this blank. That's going to be there. So the subject, and you'll see, look at countless, well, 1 to 50, I mean, there's hundreds of these, right? I want to be a call center agent, and it automatically shoots them that form. Continue. I applied a label. I made a label, so it labels it over here, so you can search that label and just move them all out of your inbox. So apply a label, make a custom label, customer service applicants, send template, check that box on, the one template we made, and then that's it, guys. We can mark it as read, we can forward it, we can delete it, but I didn't delete anything yet. I skipped the inbox, archive it. That's probably not a bad idea, archive it too. But don't do that for now. Just apply the label, send the template, and boom, create that filter. As people are applying for this job position, you're just sitting back watching your responses increase all day. And you just let this run for a week, 2 weeks, and you'll go to your responses. You'll hit view in Sheets. On the new form that we created, it's going to say link to Sheets. I'll link it to Sheets. It'll automatically create it. We'll wait for some applications to come through and we'll check back in a bit. But for now, let's now finally go back to the job posting here and copy and paste it. Let's post a job, job title, type of employment, full-time, boom, job description. Wages, we said $640 a month. We're doing $4 an hour times 160. Yep, 640, 40 hours a week. And oh, before I forget, there is one more question. Okay, so my call center agents love the overtime. Not lately because they've been working so much, so we've reduced it. But in the beginning, you could have them work 50, 60, 70, 80 hours and cover as much phone time as they want, as you want. So ask if they're okay with overtime, but obviously stick with the standard 40. Now, let's do something like that. Customer support, English speaking, inbound sales. Okay, guys, so I'm actually going to do this because I do need a new phone operator for my cleaning company. Oh, I hope this isn't a bad question to ask, but we're going to try it. So let me preview that. Cool. Okay, that doesn't seem rude to me, so that's a very honest way of saying it, so let's do that. And guys, let's go ahead and give this a post. I will do a follow-up video, and we'll go through some responses, and we'll go through the Google Sheets together, and, you know, we'll try to pick one together, possibly. So I think this should be good. Post job. And our job is now live. So let's, I'll check back in a bit, okay, guys? All right, guys, we are back. It's been about 2 hours. Let's see, you know, so almost 50 applications, guys. This guy put phone operator and customer service agent. Wrong. And this is up to you if you want to send him the email or not, but let's go to here. Here's our jobs. I'm just going to hit view all. Bada boom. So we've had 268 visits, hits like kind of like clicks, but visits like who actually see the page. We've had 3 applicants, and that's because they responded through online jobs, but we've had 50 emails already, right? See, I haven't done anything. I just went out for lunch, came back, and look, it automatically sends them this email. And out of those 40 emails, we have already had 16 responses. So now we're going to hit link to sheets, create a new spreadsheet, let it do its thing, and bada bing, bada boom, guys. You guys can go data, create a filter, boom. And we can filter by age. Clear everything, and we can put 40, and we'll hit OK. So these are the people who got the correct answers, right? But I am curious to hear the other person's voice. So I'm just going to hit clear for now and select all for the age. So everybody comes back. There it is. Okay, so let's listen to the video. This person was the one who put the correct age. So we'll just listen real quick.
Hi, I'm Julian, 26 years old. I'm from...
Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm recording.
I'm mom of 2 already. I have 2 kids. Their name is Drake and Blake. And I will tell you a bit my work experience.
So not bad at all. Okay, so let's listen to this person. They got the wrong answer, but let's listen to...
Hi there, I am Dana from the Philippines. I'm a customer service and technical support professional with a decade of experience in the...
So not bad, but definitely not a 1. And then what I would do is just wait a week or so, or just honestly, it depends on your time. You can go through all of them if you want. But the whole idea of the age question was to see who's paying attention, right? So we're going to go to 40. And let's listen to this number 2. Remember, it's only been 2 hours, guys. Over the course of a week or 2, you're going to get hundreds of applications.
Hi, how are you doing? My name is Mia, and I found a job ad online. A quick introduction, I am an accomplished customer service manager and project optimization expert with over 10 years of experience.
Okay, not bad. So now you guys see how you guys can post a job, filter, make sure a lot of the automation kind of happens for you with the templates and the filters, so that you literally just come to this Google sheet when you filter by age 40, and you can add a filter here, but you never know. Maybe don't add a filter here. Maybe do add a filter. It's up to you. But if I want to go by 1, 2s and 1 and 2 and 3, I can have filtered by the best possible candidates. The people who think they have the lowest accent, who got the trick question right by putting the age of 40. And then all I have to do is hold Command or Control, depending if you're on Windows or Mac. I'm on Mac. And I would do 10 at a time. Click on the link. Go to the next one. Hold Command, click on the link. Hold Control or Command. Hold Command, click on this link, and you'll see these tabs opening up. So I would open 15, 20 at a time and listen to them all. And then I would mark the row. If I liked it, I'd put a background color for green. That's how I would mark it. And then the 5, 10 that you pick, wait till you get 200 applications. At the 5, 10 you pick, you email them and you say, hey, I'd like to schedule a Calendly interview. And then you would use your Calendly, and you know, I'll make this a separate video, booking an appointment with them, but it's very simple, guys. You create a Calendly account, and then you do a 15-minute job interview, create one of these here, and you would view live page. You would send them this link right here, say book an appointment with me, and then you would have a 15-minute Google or Zoom interview. I prefer Google Meet because you don't need some software. Zoom is kind of annoying. And then you would interview all 5 to 10 of your potential candidates, pick the best one, and then train them. All right, guys. This is a very exciting part. Getting off the phones is the second step. You need to be in the $20,000 range, and then you could justify a $600 a month expense of somebody helping you 5 days a week on the phone, so you're only on the phone for 2 days during the weekend. Maybe you'd probably want somebody to take the phone calls for you on the weekend so you can rest on the weekend. But either way, guys, getting off the phones is awesome. So we're going to discuss about how to train a beast. And you do need to pick the right person, and you do need to train them very well. So it takes time. Finding somebody with little to no accent is the hardest part. And then making sure you train them is also hard too, and making sure they're good. So let's just get started. And actually, guys, it doesn't matter if they're from the Philippines. It doesn't matter what country. It doesn't even matter if this is somebody that you hire in America. But this is how I trained Brittany and Edward. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys is, depending on what you pay them for full time. The ad that we did was $640 a month. I pay mine $800, which comes out to $200 a week, right? So pretty simple. We pay them through wise.com. So you pay them. Very simple, very convenient and easy to pay anybody in a different country. What I told them is, I said 2 weeks of training. The first week, I had them focus on all of the sales stuff, the front end stuff, I'll call it. And then we had the back end stuff. The first thing I do is I make them watch all the training videos, all the required videos, so they can get an idea of how to answer the phones. I made this dashboard, and I'll share this with you guys so you can put your important links. This is kind of where we have our dashboard, our schedule, so we know who's working. We have our checklist of important things, necessary info. I can't show you guys because it has passwords. Addresses are important addresses and phone numbers to mechanics, welders, hydraulic repair, truck repair, tire, just all the addresses, the locations of our yard, just everything that they need. These are our dump list we're kind of working on. Locations is directions with a little satellite overview so they can see how to get to our building. I have it for when we have a new employee. We can send them that screenshot. But as you'll see, guys, this dashboard, most of these are videos of me training them using software, and we're going to get to that in a bit. Right here are the 3 videos. This answering the phones video, phone tips with Melissa.
Welcome everybody to...
And then I have more phone call videos now. So I have them watch me take the phone calls. We got 50 minutes. Plus another 40. Okay, so it's 90 minutes plus another hour. So that gives us 150 minutes. You divide that by 60. We got 2.5 hours of content, give or take, that I have them initially start with. I tell them to take notes. I tell them I'm going to pop quiz them after. After they watch those videos, guys, I have them listen to 200 recorded calls, which means you need to set them access to your call rail. If you have not been using call rail and they can't listen to pitch like an actual somebody doing sales, I included 200 calls for you guys that you guys can hand your agents, and I have them listen to them. You should watch the videos yourself so you can actually pop quiz them and ask them a couple questions in 2 days' time. I then also have a sales script. This is our general sales script. Tell them you don't need to go by the sales script exactly. You need to in the beginning because they need to understand what they're selling. But I have kind of like my general rules. You can adjust it, edit it, do what you think is better, not better, whatever. But I explain how I do this. They should start this all on day 1. And then city and dump map training is what I give them next. I have links to everything important. You'll see I have a dump map. So you can make a dump map, guys. So it's called Google My Maps. And this is what you're going to do. I give this to new employees. I give this to all new agents. And you can create a map. And what's really cool is you can put these dumps everywhere. But more importantly, guys, it wasn't the dumps at first I wanted them to learn. It was Los Angeles and San Fernando Valley and Ventura County. So I built this service area, and I highlighted the counties. Here's LA County, here's Los Angeles, and then I also put San Fernando Valley. And then I added all the major cities, and I pop quiz them. We'd jump on a video chat. Where's Camarillo? They'd go Ventura County, and they have this memorized. And then eventually, once we get rocking and rolling, they study where the dumps are, so they know where the dumps are. But this is easy. They can pull up the nearest dumps and tell the employees where the nearest dump is. But, after an employee's been working with us for a couple months, they know every single dump. But in the beginning, the employees will just message on Telegram, hey, where's the nearest dump? You have them city and dump map training for 2-3 days, however long it takes them to remember everything. You jump on a video call. You pop quiz them, guys. It's that simple, okay? At the end of the week, you're going to do mock calls for about an hour with them every day for the last remaining week. They just need to practice with you because you'll know exactly what to ask them. So you will do this whenever you think it's time. If they say they're ready within 3 days, you're going to mock train every day with them, guys. 30 minutes a day, every day, and just give them feedback. And then you eventually throw them on the phones. And then software training. So this is something you're going to need to use the app that I'm using right now called Loom. I have all these Looms, okay? This is software installed that allows you to record your desktop and your face at the same time. I can make it bigger. I can drag me around. You can train people on the computer how to do what you do. But these were all my videos training them how to do specific things that I do, admin stuff at the end of the day. This is basically my P&L right here. Booking a job. So I recorded myself taking a customer phone call.
I'm gonna do the service myself, and I was like, I got this.
Right.
Okay.
And I would literally show them.
RACHELLE.
Boom.
I'll text you from my direct line.
Right.
This number you're calling.
This was software training. I just made videos, and I made 1, 2, 3. And then I did booking a job during a live call. 10 minutes long.
Okay. So it's looking. We could maybe squeeze you in.
So anyways, guys, basically everything that I do in Workies that is very specific to me and my company, I record for them. I had them watch all of these videos, guys, and then I set them up an account. I think I actually had them set up a trial account first because the free trial in Workies you can do, or the demo, and I had them play around with the demo first after watching all these videos. And then I said, when you feel comfortable, I then made them a user into our system. You know, that's going to be a little more work on your part because you're going to have to get onto the computer. Software training is, oh, wait. Okay. So technically that's back end stuff. So all the front end, I just call, knowing the city, knowing where the dumps are, sales script, all the front end phone stuff. Fairly straightforward. Have them study the shit out of everything, okay? And then you want to at least train them for at least 7 to 10 days, 30 minutes a day, just trying to trick them. Just mock call train them, okay? You've been on the phone for a long time now, so you should know how to trick them and try to gotchas on them. Anyways, let's jump into the back end training. Dun dun dun. We talked about software training for Workies and how I handle that. But if you use House Call Pro, you're gonna need to record yourself using House Call Pro to show them how to make a job, how to make an invoice, all that stuff. Now, Telegram is probably one of our other most important tools, guys. You should just use this for you and your call agents. It's better than WhatsApp. There's a couple others, but Telegram, for me, has been incredible. We live and breathe on Telegram. This is where all communication happens, guys. It's amazing on Android, amazing on iOS, so everybody has it. Audio messages, video messages, it's just incredible. I make sure they have notifications on. This is how your agents will be able to talk to your employees immediately. And also they're gonna be able to call your employees. You're gonna wanna set up your agents with their own custom email address, with Andrew at Jedi Junk Removal. You're gonna wanna set their name, so Brittany at JediJunkRemoval.com. And if you don't know how to do that, that should be covered in the branding and presence, building your website. If you have any questions on that, but figure out how to set up your Google Workspace so you have your custom email with your domain. You want to make sure they have their own email so they can email companies like Brittany and Edward. Handle all emails that come through. They send W-9s, they send invoices, they collect payments, everything. Access to Clover. So guys, this is Clover. You can see every transaction. You can sort by yesterday. It's awesome. You can see how many tips they've earned, yada, yada, yada. But you're going to want to give them access to your Clover or whatever that you use to take payments. The reason why I give them access is, one, so they can run credit cards over the phone. 15% of the time the customer is not there. You run the payment over the phone through virtual terminal. They can run the payment. So my crew's on the field. They can just move to the next job. They just say, hey, Britt, please call this customer, process the payment, and they move forward. Some customers want an invoice. Guess who can send the invoice? Dispatch can send the invoice. But in Clover, you just go down to employees, you set up new accounts. Very simple. Whip around is amazing. You guys probably don't need whip around until you, I don't know, actually it's pretty cool. So we have our inspections. We do an end of day inspection. Let's check out the end of day inspection for yesterday. End of day inspection here. Look, 8:16 p.m. I have photos of front seats, how full is the truck so we know if we need to dump, and then the driver, cash on hand. Did you and your partner clock out? Inspection history. Let's check the start of the day. It makes you take a picture of the odometer, so we always have track of the trucks. Truck safety, they have to go one by one through these, like to make sure they have everything, that both you and their partner clock in, who's the passenger, who's the driver, selfie with work shirt on, partner with work shirt on, necessary tools, signature. So this keeps track of everything, checking in, checking out. I have my call agents have access to this so they can see how much cash is on hand, and they can also let the crews know if they need a dump in the morning because they could see how full the truck or the trailer is. Force is incredible, guys. This is a must-have. You can see where all of your trucks are, right? You can see the timeline, the history, how long parked, speed, diagnostics, reports, error codes. Now, the reason why this is so important, and this is not expensive, guys. It's like 20 bucks a month per truck. It is imperative that your agents can keep track of where your crew is at, because your crew's not going to always answer the phone. So at least your crew can see where they're parked. They can make some educated guesses because they've seen how long they've been parked there. So they can just be like, okay, they've been here for 30 minutes. The next customer calls. They have an idea. So it's very important. Our agents live for this tool because they can see where everybody's at all times. So very important. Definitely want to give them access to this so they can help do dispatch better. CallRail, in order for them to listen to 100 recorded calls, you're either going to give them my calls or you already are using CallRail. So you're going to want to give them access to CallRail. You're going to set them up their own account, and it doesn't cost anything extra, but they can look at all the calls, listen to them. They can send them back to the customer. Sometimes we make a mistake on the phone and we'll pull back, listen back to the message to see what we said, and we'll honor, or sometimes we've caught customers lying, and literally we can go in within seconds and download this. Boom, done. We figured it out, okay? And then also you can track where all of the calls are coming from. So the agents can give me a correct report at the end of the day of where all the calls came from, because I have them give me a report at the end of the day. Okay, so like if you look here, calls 24, booked 13, Yelp, Facebook, emails, you can see everything, right? All the notes, they give me their end of day report up here. They give me the calls, they give me the P&L, my margins, how much I made. It's pretty awesome when they have access to everything because they can give you an accurate report of everything. So it's imperative that they have access to your CallRail. Now, Ring Central, guys, you are going to need to give them access to Ring Central. Ring Central is the call center software. I have a tutorial in building your own call center. I'll probably do a more detailed one. So this is how they text all of the customers as if they're from the US. This is how they call the customers. This is how they call the technicians anytime there's an urgent issue. This is basically them having an American phone number. Ring Central is definitely the best software. I have Next Insurance. So they have access to this to generate certificates for companies who require it, and it spits out a PDF. So I have trained all my agents to do all this. Now, I know Next has been a little tricky with some people now. You can't use Next anymore. But there's other insurance companies. You just need to figure out how you can train your agent to be able to generate COIs, certificates of insurance, to send to commercial companies who require it, which is very rarely. Most of our commercial jobs don't even ask for it. But yes, apartment buildings, store, they're all going to want this. So I have trained them to generate COIs. And now this is probably my favorite thing, is the P&L. This is my P&L, right? So they log my P&L. So I have in the dashboard P&Ls. Let's go to July. So you'll see that they log everything: income, ads, gas, dump, labor. For the LA truck, income, expenses, profit, margins, ads, local service ads. I'm not running local service ads. I've been testing to see if it's performing as good or if not as good. Gas, dump, labor fees.
I track all the maintenance. As you can see, really frustrating because now I got to go fix the cat converter too, but you'll see I spent $6,000 in maintenance. I would have made $20,000 profit. And yeah, that's my profit after customer service, phone ops, ads, gas, everything. So I track everything: amount of calls, booked calls, average call conversion, average profit margin, average job size. This varies because some months we get smaller, just small jobs. Some months we get big jobs, but I would say over the course of the year, it averages out to $500 average job size. I have trained them. They just input the numbers. You have one truck, so you start with truck number 1. You launch truck number 2. You put it here. You launch truck number 3. Boom. I have my phone labor. I log the phone labor. I log the maintenance. And of course, fixed expenses, guys. So I account for everything in this P&L to figure out where we're at. I would have done $26,000 if I didn't have all this maintenance this month, if I was still the ops manager, but that's not part of this video. Yeah, so Homebase. They also have access to Homebase. Homebase is so they can track the employee's hours, check how many hours the employee did so that they can clock in and out. And then they can go put this into the profit and loss statement. You can see all the employees. We can look at the timesheets. It gives the agents the ability to see the labor hours, put it into the P&L, and they also monitor the employees. They actually keep track of the employee hours, make sure they're clocking in at the right time, clocking out at the right time. Their whole job for dispatch, as you can see, they're handling a lot of stuff, guys. I guess I should just show you this. We kind of briefly went over this, but for recording the P&L, it is a requirement. Each receipt goes into the proper receipt channel. There's an entire channel for just dump receipts. See, August 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So every receipt goes into here, and my dispatch logs it into the P&L. So they know the gas, they know the dump fees, they know the maintenance. Every receipt goes in that channel, and they immediately log it into the P&L. And then obviously, the most important number is the KPIs at the end of the month. And that, guys, is how you get them trained. You set them access to all this stuff, record some videos on how to use it. All this is self-explanatory on how to use all this, kind of. As long as you know how to use the software, they can figure it out. The only one that they really need training on is WorkEase, which is not that hard. It takes about 2 weeks. You're going to be doing mock calls for 2 weeks. You're going to be setting all this up. They're going to be practicing. I did $800 a month, divided by 4 weeks in a month. So they're going to be making $200 a week, okay, working full time. I wouldn't go any lower than $640. And then give them pay increases as performance is getting better. But for training, I give them $100 a week. If you start at $640, you can give them $80 a week for the first 2 weeks. So you tell them, hey, for the first 2 weeks of training, I'm going to give you $80. And then on the third week, we go into full-time pay. It's that easy. Start rocking and rolling, guys. Get them trained and get yourself off the phone so you can focus on the business, going and doing bigger estimates and finding bigger clients and, you know, doing sales in person to like giant apartment communities and storage units and trying to lock in big jobs so you're not a slave to your phone anymore. So I hope this helps, guys. If you have any questions, let me know.
Let's tell you my story real quick. I've always been a software engineer my entire life. I started programming when I was 10 years old, but I started with HTML on AOL 3.0, and they would teach you basic HTML tags. So I was learning this shit at 10 or 11 years old. Then I just slowly progressed and started building more websites, learning PHP, learning databases like MySQL and all that stuff. The last app that I was working on was a travel app. I raised $150,000 from investors, and that was actually right before COVID hit. It was a travel app meant to travel with friends across the world, the globe, and they didn't even want you to hang out with your family. I kept telling the investors, it's gotta go away someday. I have the app semi-ready to go. You know, we wanted to start doing beta testing, but nobody wanted to fly, let alone pay for this new experimental travel app that I was trying to show to the world. Me and my lady had our second kid, newborn, and we're burning down to our last few $1,000s. And it's getting to a point where I'm like, we need money now. So one of my friends I was talking to, and he's like, dude, I used to do junk removal. I looked into it, I Googled it, I found Sonoma Strong, $1,000 a day, Steve Conroy, $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, and I was like, $1,000 a day. Started with Thumbtack, started with Craigslist, got to Google Ads probably by month 1 or like the end of month 1, month 2, I think. Went from 200 a day to 500 a day to 1,000 a day. From there, it's just been incredible.
This is a great industry. If you're stuck and you need to figure out how to make some extra money, you can grow this into a very profitable business. You can do very well for yourself. I'm doing very well for myself. It takes a lot of work outside of the labor part, the marketing part, the hiring part. Everything is hard. It has potential. It is a very easy-ish, predictable path to make money.
The service industry is so much easier to get into because it requires just your time, and everybody's gonna need this service, okay? You trade your time for money. It doesn't matter if it's landscaping, moving, junk removal. There are so many home services that you can get into that don't require a skill. People need this home service. So getting into the services business is a very safe, predictable, slow growth path, but very doable. That is the beautiful thing about junk removal. So guys, if you want to check out the course and you want your A to Z on how to build a junk removal business, check it out in the link below.